Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In today's video, I want to share with you one thing that has significantly helped with my mental health. But before I get into it, I want to ask you guys two questions. First question, do you find yourself being led by your negative emotions? And the second one, when something bad happens, do you let it completely ruin your day, week, month, or even year? Well, for me, I used to answer both of these questions with yes. I used to let my negative emotions run rampant and they controlled my entire day. If something bad had happened, I would sit there and whine about it inwardly and ask myself, why do bad things always happen? The thing is when you let those negative situations control you, we tend to hone in on all of the negativity. And it's like we're so focused on everything that's not going right that we lose sight of things that have gone correctly or even the possibility of the situation being improved because we're still so focused on everything that didn't go the way we wanted it to. And the thing that happened before, for me, was when something didn't go correctly, I constantly asked myself, like, why is it I can't do anything right? Why is it that bad things always happen to me? And this is where things really just dampened my mood. And as I said before, it completely controlled my day. The difference now is I don't let those negative emotions control me. And I also work on trying to find the silver lining in every situation. Yes, this can be hard. It was really hard for me when I started, but I have to say it really does work. This small thing can change your whole perspective and outlook. You work on becoming more optimistic, and that's exactly what I did. I remember the first time that I did this, I had a horrible experience at work. One customer was just berating me, completely going off and telling me how stupid I was. Now you might be asking, what on earth is the silver lining here? What on earth could you possibly find as a positive experience coming out of that whole thing? And let me tell you, there are two things that I learned from that experience. One, I don't have to stand there and let somebody completely belittle me. And I can also address it without getting into trouble. I ended up having a talk with my manager, and they said that if it had escalated to that point, I could have called them and they would have ended up kicking that customer out. So now I know that I don't have to stand there and deal with it. And the second thing that I learned is this prepared me. Well, at the time, I thought that this would help prepare me for future situations and things that would similarly happen down the road. So yeah, there were two positive things that came out of that whole entire thing. And for some people, these two things may not seem significant, but they were significant for me because they really did help me when I was working in the customer service field. Again, this point is just finding the silver linings within certain situations. Now, this is just the first time that I was looking to find the silver lining within situations, and it has gotten a lot easier, and I have found better ways to not only find the silver lining, but also improve my whole experience overall. Just the other day, I felt a little frustrated because our car would not start, and it's been doing this since winter had begun. And I knew that if we wanted it to start, we would have to take the entire battery out. This is really frustrating when it is negative 23 degrees Celsius. It is painful to stand out there and try to get the battery out of the car. But instead of standing there and feeling frustrated about it, we ended up leaving the car and walking to the store. Was it difficult? Yeah, it was pretty difficult to walk in negative 23 to 25 degrees Celsius, but also trying to make sure we didn't slip on the ice. Overall, just not letting the frustration I was feeling with the car play into the rest of the day. We ended up enjoying the whole experience for 2 reasons. One, because we're going to be leaving soon and we might end up missing the cold weather. And number 2, we had a really nice long talk on the way to the store. Now, with the car not starting, it turned into more of a favorable situation, being able to just enjoy the whole experience. Was it painful? Yes, it was painful because it was cold, but it was still really enjoyable. Now, the lesson overall here is, when you work on trying to find the silver lining in every situation, not only does it become easier, but opportunities also present itself. When you work on trying to hone in onto the positivity rather than the negativity, then not only are you becoming more optimistic, of course, but like I said, opportunities begin to present itself. Now, instead of walking, I could have whined about the car not starting, came back inside, and just not done anything at all that day because I was so mad that the car wouldn't start. Or, again, turning it into something that the whole experience is better for both people. There's a lot of research that has been done about this and about why optimistic people are much happier than the rest of us. And it is because, again, they are more focused on the positive and the things that they're able to affect in a more favorable way. Now, I want to read you this little excerpt from Positive Psychology, where they talk about 36 ways to find a silver lining during challenging times. The ability to perceive silver linings is an optimistic mindset that promotes emotional resilience and the ability to adapt to future challenges. This hopeful approach enables people to view situations through a cognitive filter in which they perceive themselves as able to cope with stressors effectively. And the next point that they made within this article, I'm going to read it because it really is good, and I'm also going to leave a link to this article down below because I think a lot of us need to read it. I've already read through it and I found it pretty impactful. And I also want to apply some of the things that they suggest into my daily life because I do believe that it is important. These studies, along with many more, indicate that an optimistic perspective has a buffering effect on the impact of stress by enhancing adaptive mechanisms such as problem solving, coping, emotion regulation, healthy lifestyle, and flexibility. So the thing is hard times in life are inevitable. Everybody experiences them, and there is no escaping difficult times and even the negativity. But the difference is how we react to those situations. You can either let the hard times completely control you and continuously be stuck in the same situation of just saying, well, nothing good ever happens to me. And by saying that, you're closing yourself off to all other opportunities. Or you can see it as just a small blip in the bigger picture, that the hard times are something that will eventually pass. The reason I'm working on becoming more optimistic is because I want to experience everything life has to offer and also live happily. And I know I couldn't do that if I always focused on the negative. So I hope that you guys join me on this journey of becoming more optimistic and finding the silver linings in any given situation. I hope you guys find this video helpful in your own journey, no matter what it is. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.